G'day, it's Andrew here from Australian Bee Supplies. We're back at this beautiful property in Park Orchards. This over here is the nasty hive which we opened up last week, and we needed to requeen it. The conditions weather-wise aren't ideal today. It's about 33 degrees already, but sometimes you have to do these things because otherwise this could lead to someone getting stung. And Jimmy here, he's going to have a Christmas party soon, so we need to make sure that all the bees have the new genetics, so they'll be docile, because there'll be kids and people running around everywhere. So you got to do what you got to do. In an ideal position, we would open them up between 18 and 24 degrees, but we won't have access to this property till next year, so it has to be done now. So last time we removed the old nasty queen and we put on another brood box because they were honey bound and they were filling up with honey very quickly. What I expect we'll find today will be a heap of queen cells, emergency queen cells. So most of them should be in the middle of the frame, some will be at the bottom, and we have to go through every single frame to make sure to knock off all the queen cells. And then we have our special friend Bethany. Bethany is the new docile queen. She's a little Italian queen, she's gorgeous, and we'll pop her in there, and then we'll make sure that after 3 days she's released, because sometimes candy can get hardened and then it can make it difficult for the bees to release them. So what happens when they release from a cage, the attendants here will start eating that candy there, and the rest of the bees in the beehive will start eating from the other side, and normally they will open that up within 24 to 48 hours. So after 3 days we check it. If it's still stuck, then we actually open it up and release her manually. Okay, let's come and have a look. There we go. They're not totally aggro today, but we'll see what happens. I'll suit up, always wear a suit, safety first. And we always use a smoker. There we go, where is it? Bang. So using a smoker will normally calm them down, and it's much easier to work with them. So always use a smoker, it doesn't hurt them. 1, 2, 3, through the vent, 1, 2, 3. And my natural habit now is, because biosecurity is very crucial in beekeeping, I have an isopropyl alcohol bottle, 70%. Do that. I do it on my hands if I'm not going to wear gloves, because they don't like the taste of it. Like that. We'll wipe our hive tool. So now that should be sterilized, or definitely sanitized. We usually clean these as soon as we get home. And all right, let's see what's happening in here. Okay, here we go. So we've got some ants here, look at that. So they're not a huge problem, but we'll say goodbye. And this is the queen excluder. And hive beetles, bang, bang, bang. So a few hive beetles. Hive beetles are quite common at this time of year around here. Just give them a little squish. If you see more than 10 or 20 on the top bars, that's when you want to actually put some hive beetle traps or similar. Okay, so I'll give them a little puffy, see what's happening. Once they get aggro, I'll start putting the gloves on, but at the moment, they're not too bad. Oh, they're changing their voice. So if you look here, all this stuff here, that's propolis. That's propolis on the sides, on the edges, and there, and that's propolis as well. So if you're into natural medicine, this is used in a lot of natural medicines by many cultures. So we'll put this at the back, because we'll be putting our brood boxes on top of that in case there was a queen, so we don't lose her. And we'll have a bit of a look, see what's happening in there. So we crack open each frame like that, loosens it up, and the wind is starting just like last week. Yay! Okay, so that is an absolutely perfectly harvestable frame. So I think we might actually even probably harvest that. And to do that, oh no, we'll leave it in, it's not fully capped. This would work perfectly for harvesting, so if it's 80% capped, it will work, and it will produce honey and it will not ferment. If it's less than that, it can ferment. So I'll give the girls a shake. I'll put the first one to the side. I made sure to check whether there's a queen there or not. I like to clean up the top bars, so when there's no girls there, we'll take beeswax off. I find with my hives, after you do that 3, 4, 5 times, they'll actually stop producing the comb in places we don't want it. I think they must be like sick and tired of us cleaning it up. So we can do the top bars, the side bars, like that, bang, bang, bang. So as you're checking them, you can take that off. Make sure to keep this stuff. This is pure beeswax. I have a special bucket for stuff like beeswax and used tools. So after I finish with used tools, I'll chuck it in here so we can sterilize it once we get back home. There we go. Beautifully kept. There we go. Now we're starting. Look, this is the first queen cells here. So what we need to do, push the girls out the way. We'll cut that out like that. Make sure to check on the other side, because sometimes they'll hide them underneath or in the corners. So she's already laying brood here. So this is really, really strong. But here, those are drones. So those are boys. They always have their heads, the cells stand out. But it looks like there's so much nectar coming in, they're starting to become honeybound. So they're putting nectar where the queen would normally lay. So we'll put this one back. We'll knock off that. I'll pop that here so we can count how many queen cells we have. Okay, so that one's beautiful. We're happy with that. Next. So this brood, absolutely amazing. That's exactly what you want. That is a very good brood pattern, but if they get narky, that's not a good thing. So how often do you need to requeen? In a hobbyist environment, normally it'll be every 3, maybe 4 years, depending on their attitude. There we go. That could be another queen cell there, another one there. So we'll go cut and cut. There. So I found sometimes once you actually start removing queen cells and they realize it, they can say, I don't like this too much. You're being a little prick. We're gonna give you a hello, how's your father? But at the moment, we're still doing good. So this is where it's important to brush them off. This over here, that looks like a queen cell, but that's what's called a practice cell. So it's the same as we have fire drills in buildings. They make practice cells, there's nothing in there, to make sure that they know how to do it properly when they need to. Okay, so give these ones a brush. If we have any queen cells from the old genetics, they will kill the new queen and they will reproduce an emergency queen from the old genetics. So they're starting to change their voice. You can tell when they are talking to each other and thinking something different. They will change the dialect. After doing this for many years, you get to recognize it. And there we go, one more. There. Put that there. Another one. No. Everything's looking good. This side. Maybe. Oh, definitely. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need, remember, another 5 on top of this. So we'll make a big ball, and a big ball will mean 5. Sure, go away. That'll be 5. That's a drone, but we'll knock it off anyway. 5. Double make sure. Yeah. Looks like that's it. And next. Go on this side. Nothing there. And brushing them does not hurt them. These girls are like UFC fighters, they're pretty rough. Yep, nothing there. Alright, here we go. There we go. They're starting to have a go now, see? So she's stinging me. There's one that's gone inside. So this is the time to put the gloves on. So this is what we mean by bees getting nasty. And let's pull out the stinger. And we'll put gloves on. Normally, with good genetics, you can easily do the first and second box without gloves, or even without a suit if you know what you're doing. Third box, they can get a little bit narky. And that. Okay, so some of those YouTube and Facebook keyboard warriors who go, oh, those poor bees. Well, once you're chased by about 100 of them and get stung 50 times, you change your mind very quickly. Bees shouldn't be aggressive, bees should be calm, and that's why we produce high bloodline genetic bees, which are effectively the same as Fowl Lab as opposed to a nag in horse industry. They have incredibly good genetics which effectively are traceable. Okay, so we're done with this one. Bang. So this is a 10 frame box. This box will weigh about 45 to 50 kilos when I take it down. So we're going to be equivalent to going to a gym plus a little bit more. Fully capped, so that's perfect. That's good for harvesting. 80% capped, or close enough, so that could be harvested without a problem. But we'll pop them back in there. We might harvest next week, we'll see how we go. Okay, so we've done that. In the corners here you'll find that on the edges of frames, like that, and this stuff on the edges of the hive, that's propolis as well. So you can actually peel that off. If you're doing a gentle, slow inspection, roll it into a ball, we'll let it go. And you can use it for medicine or whatever you want to use it. So normally, like I said, in a slow hive inspection, a nice calm one, we'll take off all the wax from the sides, bang, 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 like that. Just makes it tidier. It doesn't really make any difference to the girls, but like I said, I have found that after 3 or 4 times doing that, they decrease it in my hives. I'm sure there's going to be many people who say, no, it doesn't happen with mine. Well, you could be right, but they do in mine. Okay, so clean, 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 get rid of that. Now we push all our frames back, because we want all the frames to be in the same position. Because then they'll be able to continue producing honey and whatever they're doing much quicker. If you mix the frames up, it will slow them down normally by about a week. So we'll pop this one. Yeah, now look, see, they're starting to go around my head. So that means they're saying, oh, we're not happy now. Okay, so once you put your frames in, we push it so there's the same distance between outside and inside. And in this situation, I've put in 9 frames because it's a very tight box. So we can give them a slightly bigger distance, and they should still be fine. But this is what's called bee space, which is about 10 mil or thereabouts. Okay, so next step, we're going to take this box off. So when you take a box off, normally it will be propolized, so they'll seal everything around every corner, so it's waterproof. You normally need to crack it. So you grab a hive tool, put it in the corner and go, and that cracks it. And now we'll pop it onto this wire mesh so the bees don't escape and we don't kill them. We try to not kill bees, obviously, because we love them, but sometimes it happens. So these are saying, oh, look what's happening, something's left. And once I smoke them, they'll change voice again. don't know if you can hear it, but they've actually started to murmur going, "What are you doing?" But they shouldn't be angry even at this stage. So this is the box we put in last week, so that's literally 7 days ago. This is called festooning, when they're holding each other by their little legs and so on, and they make big chains like that. That's normal. So what they'll do in this one, we didn't have any foundation at that stage, so we just put a frame in there just to fill it in. I've got foundation today, so I might pop it in a little bit later. But this is the amazing stuff now. So here, all this white stuff, they're starting to draw them. So they're drawing their the frame, they're producing wax. They've got a special gland, the worker bees, that produce wax. And these are what are called plastic foundation. You can use plastic, 100% beeswax, or foundationless. So they're actually hammering it. So they're actually pulling it like that. If you're using plastic foundation, it's also very important to coat them with beeswax, because otherwise they won't be very keen on it. Okay, another empty frame. I will put some foundation in there. And now we're talking, there we go, starting to get heavier. So normally they will put more effort into the center frames and they'll fill them out and they'll move to the outside. So here you can see, this is called shaking the bees. You can see they're really doing it. Bang, there's that glistening stuff in there, that's nectar. So the nectar is flowing here in park orchards, which means that they'll be able to fill that up probably within another couple of weeks. This was a foundation frame, and they've effectively drawn all of it. Okay. Oh, there's a few foundationless. Yep, we'll fix that up. In that position we had no choice because we didn't have any more. So here, again, everything's happening and drawing. We like that. And that one they haven't touched. So what I will do is I'll push them all in together and I'll put these 3 at the end, and then later on I will pull them out, put foundation in them and close them up. Okay, so that's box 2. It's working good. They're doing their thing, so they're not going to be honey bound. If they're honey bound, they're putting nectar and honey into cells where the queen would normally be laying, and she can get pretty angry if that happens. So again, a little bit of a smoky. The wind is picking up, but that's life. We got to do what we got to do. We crack open the frames. We'll cantilever it with a hive tool like this, grab on, other side, and here we go. So again, here we'll be looking for queen cells. This is called bee bread and pollen. Bee bread is an enzyme with pollen that they use to feed brood babies. And again, we're looking for any queen cells. If they're the queen, clean that. 1, 2. Do it on this side, bang, bang, bang. Again, beeswax, you can use this for candles, lip balm, wood sealant, many uses. And I can smell that they're starting to get a little bit angry. It's a slightly, almost like a banana smell. And those are the pheromones of, I am not happy. All right, here we go. Now, this is a true traditional emergency cell. So you can see it's effectively in the middle of the frame. That you know it's an emergency cell. So if you see those and no queen, don't get rid of them, because then you'll end up being queenless. But this position today is slightly different, so we'll pull them out. Bang, bang. 2. Make sure we check the edges there. Lots of nectar coming in. Beautiful. When I put the frames back in, I give it a bit of a wiggle to get the girls off the edges. Because I love my girls, I love you, and you, and you, and you. I don't love you. That's a nasty one. And so generally the health of the hive is really good. they're just nasty. And look, 2 more. These ones wouldn't be any good. They wouldn't produce good queens. They're too small. 2 more. 1, 2. Next. See, the cheeky buggers will put them in here sometimes, on the very, very edge, so you can't see them. That's just a practice cup, but we'll knock it off anyway. Another one here. On the other side. Good. Next. Shake. Nothing here, those are just drone cells. Nectar, bee bread and pollen. Some brood. On the side. We're good. There we go, one more. There we go. That one off. Oh look, there's a wax moth. So that's what a wax moth larva looks like. They have little tiny teeth on the front. We're going to help him to climb up on this hive tool, like that. Come on, come on. And we'll go in. And there's another one, so we go like that on the hive tool, and a little tiny press to say hello, I love you. So a lot of hives, most hives would potentially have hive moth. If the colony is really strong, they'll be able to manage it. But if we do see them, we help the girls out as well. Nothing. Right. Nothing. Okay. Almost there. Queen cells. Excellent. Up, one more. There we go. Pull that one off. If you did pull off those queen cells and put them into a warm environment about 29-30 degrees, you could potentially actually bring them to birth, so they could be born. But you definitely wouldn't do that with nasty bees, but with good bees you could. So, shake. Oh, look at that. This is bingo. All right, 1, 2. Pop those in here. 1, 2. And look at that. Come on, girls, shoot. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So they are absolutely hell for leather in producing a new queen, which is a little nasty queen. So we've got to get rid of all of those. Bang. It was 12, wasn't it? So far we got 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 queen cells so far. So you can see how prolific really high genetic nasty queens or bees can be. They will do anything to produce a new queen in their own genetics. But now that we've knocked them all off, they don't really have much choice, and they will accept the new queen. I've got a really good idea, Jimmy. I think we might put a couple of the frames from the top one into the middle one, so then we don't need to open that one again, and we can just put those foundation frames into the top one. Okay, so, oops. So if you have a look now, the girls aren't exceptionally happy. Oops, upside down. They're at the front here. So this is also can be called bearding. They're coming outside. They're going, oh, this is not good. They're doing something strange. Oh, I hate your guts. but effectively what they're doing is they're going outside because they know that they're going to have to manage the brood at temperature. So if a queen is in there, she'll kick them out in hot weather like that, so she can make sure that the temperature is 35 degrees for the brood, and then she'll allow nurse bees to come in and start managing them and looking after them. So again, make sure that all your frames are tight, and then what I'll normally do in this sort of situation, I'll give them a little hand. You can just pick them up, put them in, pick them up, put them in, and that'll just make it quicker and easier for them. One more, one more. Oh yeah, they're not happy. I can smell that banana, it's like a banana plantation. That's alright. I see. Pop in as many as we can, just makes it easier for them. Oh, you can hear it. Okay, box number 2. So the way we put it on is we put it on a corner like that, so we can actually push the girls out of the way without squishing them. And I find that the most effective way. And it works really, really good. Alright, so we had 3 frames here. 1, 2, 3. We can put full frames, that's not a problem. So we will swap these ones out. So there's going to be brood here, so we'll move it in the middle. It'll make it easier for the girls to manage that brood. 1. Oh look! Oh, look at that! I missed a couple. See, if I missed those, they would have produced queens out of these ones, and a $70 queen would have gone down the drain. But we didn't. Cool. So that's another brood. And third brood. Perfect. Now there's 2 more brood frames there. I'll push these ones together now. And once I fill these frames with foundation, I'll put them to the side. And everyone will be happy. So here we go, again, put it on the edge so we can push them off. Whew, that's heavy. Again, put some more of our girls back in, just make it quicker and easier for them. Bethany. I'll put her on top for a minute, and they know there's no queens because they had to make queen cells. Within minutes they know there's no more queen cells because they've knocked them off. So you'll see that they will come and have a sniff, and when they're ready to accept the queen, they'll go to her and go, oh, I love you so much, and it'll be look similar, well, it'll be identical to that, like they want to hug her and feed her and look after her. If she was not accepted, they would start attacking her and would look like they're trying to all sting her. There we go. They're going, oh look, I can smell you. Oh yeah, no, you new queenie, Bethany, you look ace. And here you can see the girls here. They're eating through the candy on the inside. And here they're already starting on the outside. So normally the way we put them in is put it in between frames, like that. Press it in. We make sure that the nozzle with the candy is facing down, because if it happened to melt, it could drown the queen and the attendants in there. So for the time being, we're virtually done. I'll come back later and put those frames in, but we'll put our top mesh on, get rid of the girls. Oops. So we counted 33 queen cells. So these are all our little queen cells, and we'll put them on with the other wax to melt down later. But yeah, so as you can see, 30 queen cells when they want to reproduce a new queen. Bang. Oh, I need to clean this up for the time being. That's in, that's on. Everything is square. Oh, we got ants here, so we'll give it a bit of a shake. We've got a brush, we'll give that a brush. Sometimes you'll get spiders in here. It's like a 5-star restaurant for the spiders because they'll get bees that will come in there and ants. You also sometimes get cockroaches. And the dog is being chased by a bee, which is fantastic. Dogs learn very quickly. If you see cockroaches in a beehive, normally they will be native cockroaches, and those cockroaches eat small hive beetle eggs. So don't get rid of them. It's a biosymbiotic blah 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 relationship, and they are happy to live with each other. Okay, so that's clean. On. Bang. And that is a full requeening process for Angry Hive. We'll check this again after 3 days to make sure she's happy, and within 4 weeks you start to see change. Within 6 weeks the whole genetics of the whole hive will be changed to the new queen, because most bees will only survive 6 weeks in normal environment in summer, and then we'll have a very placid, docile hive. Thanks a lot, hope you learned something. Cheers!